Attaining limitless happiness. The topic is attaining limitless happiness in our life. Happiness, we all know, we all want happiness. Every living being from the very birth desires to be happy. There is a natural love for happiness. At the same time, there is also a natural dislike for unhappiness, a natural love or like for happiness, and a natural dislike for unhappiness. Understand that we are born with this. It is not that someday we decided that I want to be happy, that I do not want happiness in my life. It's not that we decided. We are born with this desire. Every living being has a natural love for happiness. And if you really examine what is the motivation behind any and every activity that we do, anything that we do, what's the motivation? Motivation is to attain happiness, to be happy. You can bring about unhappiness, pain for our own self. Therefore, human being can help himself or hurt himself. Other creatures can neither help themselves nor hurt themselves. A cow will never do anything which will hurt it. For that matter, no other creature will do deliberately something that will hurt them. They automatically make the right choices. They are programmed to make right choices. Whereas human being has freedom. And that is called freedom which can be abused, understand. And there is no freedom. That is called freedom which can be abused. And therefore, it is possible that human being can abuse the freedom given to him and thus damage himself, hurt himself. As a human being, I can help myself or I can hurt myself. Meaning that I create happiness for myself or I create unhappiness for myself. We should know this. Nobody else creates happiness for me and nobody else creates unhappiness for me. This should be very clear to us. Only we think that the world is responsible for our unhappiness. Swami, my boss is like this, my spouse is like that, my mother-in-law is like this, my daughter-in-law is like that. Thus, we have many complaints about the world. We complain because we think that they cause us unhappiness or sadness. Our Swamiji, mighty Swami Dayananda used to once tell us, he asked somebody once in the audience, "Hey, you look sad, what's the matter?" "Swamiji, I have not received a letter from my parents since last 3 months." "Hey, you look sad. What's the matter?" "Swamiji, I received a letter this morning." "Hey, you look sad. What's the matter?" "Swamiji, I cannot get married." You should say, what's the matter? Swami, I am married. Why are you unhappy? I don't have children, Swami. Why are you unhappy? I have children. Meaning that the cause of my unhappiness lies outside of myself. This is our conclusion. And therefore, our activity is constantly rearrange the world around me to make it conducive to me, to make it agreeable to me so that I can be happy. My whole life is to rearrange things around me because of my conclusion that they are responsible for my unhappiness and they are also responsible for my happiness. I think happiness also comes from outside. What to talk of my children, Swami? Oh, I just love them. They make me so proud. My parents, my spouse. So, I also certainly give credit to others for my happiness. Thus, our conclusion is that the cause of my happiness lies outside of me, and the cause of my unhappiness also lies outside of me. And therefore, all along, my endeavor is to rearrange the world around me, the world of people, my job, my house, my spouse even. I keep changing things to create a situation which I consider conducive, avoiding unhappiness and gaining happiness. But since unhappiness comes from there, therefore avoiding something out there, and since happiness also comes from there, therefore attaining something out there. This is our life. Based on this conclusion. What about Vedanta? What does Vedanta tell us? What does Bhagavad Gita tell us? To express it in the words of our Swamiji. When it's our Swamiji, it means Swami Dayananda, my teacher. He used to say, I am the problem, I am the solution. To you, he will say, you are the problem, you are the solution. Or I can say, I am the problem, I am the solution. It is very important to understand these fundamentals of our life, because clearer we are about the fundamentals, clearer our choices will be, clearer our actions will be, clearer our path will be, clearer our life will be. Very important. I am the cause of my happiness and I am the cause of my unhappiness. So rather than changing the world around me, it's only appropriate that I should change myself. Changing world around me is called samsara, which is what we are all doing. Changing myself, transforming myself is called yoga. So that is what Bhagavad Gita teaches. At the end of every chapter, we recite this kind of statement, Om Tat Sat, Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su, Upanishadsu, Brahma Vidyayam, Yoga Shastre. So Bhagavad Gita teaches yoga and of course Brahma Vidya. First step Bhagavad Gita says is yoga, second step is Brahma Vidya. For what does Bhagavad Gita teach us? For us to help us to attain the goal of our life. But Swamiji, what is the goal of life? Is there a purpose in human life? Very often people ask this question. Is there a purpose in our life, Swamiji? Very much. Very much there is a purpose in our life. Although it looks like each one of us is seeking different things in life. Somebody seems to accumulate wealth. There is somebody who renounces wealth also, some rare person. Somebody who goes from east to west. Somebody from west to east, north to south, south. Everybody seems to be going in different directions. Everybody seems to have a different goal. If you ask children, what do you want to become? I want to become a doctor. I want to become an engineer. I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a politician. I want to become a wealthy person. What else? Everybody seems to have a different goal. But is it true that every different human being have different goals? No. If somebody wants to become an engineer, for what purpose? To be happy or to be unhappy? To be happy? If somebody wants to become a doctor, for what? To be unhappy? No. So behind every want or desire, what's the desire? There is a desire to be happy. Right? We hope that what I am seeking will make me happy. It's a different thing whether it makes me happy or not. It's a different thing. You choose a spouse hoping that it will make you happy. You choose a neighborhood hoping that it will make you happy. It's a different choices we make, hoping that they will make us happy. They may or may not, that's a different matter. Thus, each one wants happiness, there's no question about it. Meaning that the one desire behind all the desires is desire to be happy. Next question is, how much happiness do you want? You want this much happiness? Or that much happiness? Or that much happiness? Or this much happiness? I am sure the answer will be, this. I can't stretch beyond this. You know what this means? Boundless happiness. That's what it means. I can't stretch beyond this. Meaning that I want boundless happiness. If I had my way, I don't know whether I will ever get it or not, but if I had my way, what would I want? Boundless happiness. Next question we can ask you, how long do you want to be happy? In the day of 24 hours, you were happy for 5 minutes, is that okay? No, Swami. 10 minutes? No. 1 hour? No. How much? 24 by 7. I want to be happy all the time. Alright, suppose we tell you that you will be happy as long as you are in this hall. The moment you wear your shoes, you will be miserable. Suppose. Somebody asks Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. You know, they used to live on the bank of the Ganges and Dakshineshwar. Says, Maharaj, they say that if you take a dip in the Ganges and all your sins are, washed out, you become free from all the sins. But in spite of having taken dip so many times, you find people are not much different. What happens? So Ramakrishna gave a very interesting reply. Please help him so that you can shut off the phone. He said, look, before we take a dip in the river, we take out our clothes and put it on the ghat, on the steps, and then we take a dip in the river. So when you take the dip in the river, then all your sins leave you. Where will they go? They go and stick to your clothes. As soon as you wear them, again they come back. So, similarly, if you tell you that as long as you wear your shoes, your miseries will come back, it's not acceptable to us. That I'll be happy only when I'm in this room, that I will be unhappy when I'm outside. No, I'm to be happy here as well as outside. In my home as well as in place of work. With my mother-in-law as well as with my boss. Wherever I am, I want to be happy. Under all circumstances. Is it not so? No exception. I don't think there is an exception to this. The way we may be seeking the happiness will be all different. But what we are seeking through whatever we do is one thing, and that is we want that boundless happiness at all the times, at all the places. That's called unlimited happiness or limitless happiness. Happiness free from all limitations. When we say that we want happiness all the time, that means that we want happiness which is free from limitation of time. Understand? What is the limitation of time? It is that at a given time and not that at other times. This would be limitation of time. Meaning that I am happy in the morning and not in the evening, that would be limitation of time. That's not acceptable to me. Limitation of place, you are happy when you are on the beach, when you are miserable when you go to place or what. That is called limitation of place. That also is not acceptable. And we know limitations also in dimension, in magnitude. Your field of happiness should be free from limitation of time, limitation of place, limitation of magnitude. Is it not so? Free from all limitations. That's called limitless. So, if you examine what it is that we want in our life, each one of us without exception, we want a limitless happiness. Happiness free from every kind of limitation. That's what we want. There is a famous dialogue in the Upanishad called the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Dialogue between sage Yajnavalkya and his wife Maitreyi. Wife became his disciple. He started imparting teaching to Maitreyi when Maitreyi got transformed into a disciple. It is said that this knowledge should not be imparted to anybody other than the disciple. So once Yajnavalkya called Maitreyi, "Hey Maitreyi, I've decided to leave home. I'm going to become a parivrajika, a wandering monk. I'm going to become a renunciate. And don't worry, I've left enough wealth for you not to worry about." So Maitreyi asked a very strange question. Maitreyi asked of Yajnavalkya, "Sir, not only the wealth that you are leaving for me, but if I got the wealth of the whole earth, if I got the whole earth full of all the wealth, will that make me immortal?" It's an interesting question, you know. If I got the wealth of the whole earth, will it make me immortal? Will it make me limitless? Yajnavalkya says, "No, my dear, that's not possible. With money or wealth, you can live a comfortable life. But no way that you can get immortality or that limitless happiness." So understand difference in comfort and happiness. See, Jagmarga said, wealth, meaning wealth, name, fame, power, recognition, all these material things may be comfort. Happiness is a different thing. So Maitreyi says, what use is there for that wealth which does not make me immortal? What use is there? I don't want your wealth. Give me that by which I can become immortal. Yena ham na amrutasyam kim ham tena kuryam. If what use is there for me of that which does not make immortal? Give me that which will make me immortal. Yajnavalkya was mighty pleased. He said to Maitreyi, hey Maitreyi, I always loved you, but today I love you especially. Then because there was a spirit of renunciation on part of Maitreyi, he said, I don't want wealth. Give me that which you have. And that is that immortality. What we call that limitless happiness. And Yajnavalkya began his teaching with these famous statements. Atmastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Hey Maitreyi, whatever is dear because the self is dear. Navare patyuh kamaya patih priya bhavati. Atmastu kamaya patih priya bhavati. Hey Maitreyi, it is not for the sake of husband that husband is dear to a wife, it is for the sake of the self. Navare jaya kamaya jaya priya bhavati. Atmastu kamaya jaya priya bhavati. Hey Maitreyi, it is not for the sake of wife that the wife is dear, it is for the sake of the self. It is very humbling to hear this, that we are so self-centered. That our love for everybody else and everything else is what we call conditional love. Whereas love of the self is unconditional. A husband loves the wife. How long? As long as the wife is agreeable, conducive, helpful, serving. Our Swami used to say, this couple got married, says, I love you, I love you, I love you. After a while he says, I allow you, I allow you, I allow you. Love you as long as you satisfy my condition. You make me happy. So long I love you. Moment you start making me unhappy, we need space, this day, We need space between us. When you go your way, I go my way. Atmastu kamaya saram priyam bhavati. Whatever is dear to me is dear because the pleased self is dear to me. What I love basically is the pleased self. At all times, at all places and all conditions, my love of the pleased self never goes. It is called unconditional love. Meaning that I love the pleased self unconditionally. Not only at home, not only in the morning, not only when you are there, at all times, at all places and all conditions. This is what we are. And that's all of us love one thing. We may do different things. You may have your own concept of what will make you happy, so you acquire that thing. I have my own notion of what will make me happy, so I want that thing. So what we want is different, but why we want? The reason why we want anything is the same, and that is what? That please the self. That's all we want. Behind all the wants. So call it the pleased self, unconditionally pleased, that limitless happiness is the goal of our life. Meaning that we are born with a purpose, understand? Our life has a purpose. It's not a purposeless life. Other creatures don't have a purpose in life other than ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuram cha, samanyam pashuvid narana. All other creatures live for ahara, meaning eating, nidra, sleeping, bhaya, protecting oneself, maithuram, sense gratification. These are the natural instincts or natural impulses that all creatures have, and therefore that life is only dedicated to fulfilling these natural impulses. Human being also has these impulses. And we find many people only feeling, spending their life only to fulfill these. They think that's the purpose. Eating, sleeping, procreating, and protecting myself. But no, human being has a purpose much greater than that, and that is to attain limitless happiness. Swami, I don't want that. I'm not interested. Do you have a choice in not desiring that? There is no choice. Meaning that it is not that you can choose something else in your life. No, I choose something else. You cannot. The only choice is this. There is no choice in having that choice, understand? There is no choice. We are born with this choiceless choice of desiring only one thing, and that is the limitless happiness. So there is a goal, there is a purpose. Now when there is a goal, when there is a purpose, then we must live intelligently. Otherwise, you can do what you want to do. Our guru's guru, Swami Maharaj, you must have heard the name. He wrote a wonderful book called The Wandering in the Himalayas. What is wandering? Wandering means just wandering. It's not that you want to reach here and reach there, just wander. If there is no particular goal, then you don't have to make any particular choice. When there is a destination, then there is a choice. Is it not so? You want to reach this destination here from your home, then you have to choose a particular path. Thank God these days you have the GPS. Well, in our days we did not have that. Earlier than that we had this map quest. But in our time that was not there. We only had to buy those big maps and then chart out our own course and then decide. And every time you have to look at the map and make the choice. Regardless of how you make the choice, whether you make it by maps or whether map quest or with GPS or whatever it is. What choice do you make? Which road do you choose? The road that leads you to your destination. Is it not so? When at intersection there are choices. Go straight, you go right, you go left. Which way will you go? Will you go right or left or straight? Which way will you go?
Depends on the destination.
Depending upon where the destination is. No, Swami, this road is so beautiful. Look at the surface of the road, it's so smooth, and it's a tree-lined road, very beautiful, scenic road. I'll take that one. And this is a rough road, with lots of bumps and lot of potholes, and no, I don't want that road. That's the choice which most people make. You know what road they choose? That it is very pleasant looking. And avoid the road that is very rough, with potholes, with bumps, with all kinds of winding curves. They avoid that. Would it be an intelligent thing to do? Do we choose a road just because it is comfortable, because you can go at a high speed, because it is scenic, and you avoid the road which is rough? No. You choose that road which leads you to your destination, whether it is scenic or not scenic, smooth or not smooth. But people who do not use their freedom of choice wisely choose that road, which looks very attractive, which looks very tempting. There are so temptations in our life, and very often people fall for the temptations and choose that which is very tempting, which offers you what you call immediate gratification. Nice, looks nice, and this is rough. But the wise person chooses that which leads him or her to the destination, whether it is painful or pleasurable. This is important. That we have choices, and we have more than one choice in our life. See, for animals, there is only one road. If there is one road, then you don't need GPS, do you? No. You don't need a map also. Just one road. That is the case with all creatures other than human beings. There is just one road. They are programmed, so they always make right choice. They never make wrong choice. Whereas, we have more than one choices available, and therefore we have to make the right choice. That responsibility is given to us. When freedom is given, responsibility also always goes along with freedom. Meaning that freedom should always be used in a responsible manner. Otherwise, the freedom can become cause of pain. Freedom can become a curse if not used in a responsible manner. And therefore, again, we have to use our freedom in a responsible way, in a wise manner. Swami, what's a wise manner? How do we know? How do we know? That is where we need the GPS. What is the GPS? The Gita positioning system. That kind of GPS we need. See, the Gita starts that way, in fact. It was a choice between, in the words of our Swamiji, almost in every situation there are two choices. The choice between what is right and what I like. Choice between what is right and what I like. Arjuna was presented with this choice. When Arjuna came to the battlefield, he was quite determined to fight the battle. And determined, with that determination, he came to the battlefield. However, when the time for fighting the battle came, he says to Lord Krishna, who is his charioteer, can you imagine that God is a servant here? Huh? That's a very unique thing. It's rare to find a situation like this, perhaps in other traditions that you find here, that God is servant. In fact, he is friend of Arjuna. Arjuna requested, oh Lord, will you please become my charioteer? Alright, if that's what you want. It is by choice that Lord Krishna was charioteer of Arjuna. You know all this. You know that both Duryodhana and Arjuna went to Lord Krishna with the request that he should join their side. Like what happens before an election. You go to different people and convince them to vote for us. Here, Pandavas and Kauravas are approaching different kings to join their side. I guess Duryodhana must be a more efficient campaigner. And that way he was able to accumulate as many as 11 Akshamahini or 11, divisions of army. And Pandavas are not in power, therefore they could only get 7 Akshamahini. So Pandava army was smaller. Kaurava army was larger and with many powerful heroes like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, Jayadratha, invincible warriors. Choice came. Arjuna and Duryodhana, both of them went to Lord Krishna to request him to join their side. Lord Krishna, of course, he must be very diplomatic. He must be the greatest politician the world has ever produced, I guess. So what happened is that Duryodhana reached there first. And Arjuna came later. Both of them, one by one, were given the audience. I mean, when they were allowed to enter the chamber where Lord Krishna was resting, Duryodhana is a very proud and haughty, arrogant person. He thinks, So he went and sat at the head. Lord Krishna was sleeping, taking a nap. Duryodhana sat at the side of the head of Lord Krishna. Arjuna came later. He was a very humble person, a devotee of the Lord. He stood near the feet of the Lord. So when you open the eyes, who do you see first? Naturally, Arjuna was seen first. Hey Arjuna, hey, when did you come? What for have you come? Sir, Lord, you have come with this request. And Duryodhana also says, oh Duryodhana, you also have come? Oh, well, welcome. Duryodhana says, I came first, Arjuna came later. So Lord Krishna says, since both of you have come, I must give both of you equal choice. So let me give you a choice. You know the choice. On one side, I'll be there. On the other side, my well-equipped army will be there. You make a choice. Remember that I will not fight the battle. I will not wield the weapon. Meaning useless. I will not do anything. So Duryodhana thinks, what's the use of this? Is one more mouth to feed. That's how he thinks, What's the use? So since Duryodhana came first, he should have the choice. But Arjuna, Lord Krishna says, look, Arjuna is younger of you and I saw him first, so I give him first choice of selection. So that time Duryodhana must have prayed, first time in his life. Oh Lord, give Arjuna. Deluded his mind, so he makes a wrong choice. And Duryodhana's request also was granted. So Arjuna says, Lord, I choose you. Duryodhana is happy. He got the one Akshayani army. So it is by choice that Lord Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. And Lord Krishna, of course, those days, they were multi-talented people, and Lord Krishna was highly talented, as many others also were. And one of the things that he was expert in was in the art of charioteering. That also he knew very well. So Arjuna requested, Lord, will you please become my charioteer? Suppose your bosom friend says, hey, will you become my janitor? Suppose. Will you become my servant and do the vacuuming for me? What do you think? How will you respond? Who do you think you are? You would get upset, start fighting. Not Lord Krishna said, that's what you want, fine. He became charioteer. So Arjuna requested Lord Krishna to place his chariot. We know the story. And Arjuna saw his kith and kin and near and dear ones in both the armies, and at the prospect of their death, he became extremely sad. And now his determination earlier he was determined to fight on his own. But now something happened to him. He says, no, you will say, Lord, I will not fight this battle. Now two situations came. What is right and what you like. What is right for Arjuna? He is a Kshatriya. He belongs to the warrior class whose duty it is to protect Dharma, to protect the people, and therefore Pandavas represent Dharma, so they are here to protect Dharma. And therefore, right thing for Arjuna to do was to fight this battle. What he liked to do is what? To save these people from death, because they were all his relatives, near and dear ones. So what is right and what you like? Two choices. For animals, what is right is what they like, understand. A cow will always eat the right things that is conducive for health and everything. It will never eat anything wrong. Nor a tiger. Nobody will do anything wrong. Nobody will do something that will deliberately do something that will harm them. Well, I can do that. Pizza also is in front of me. And chapati also is in front of me. What is right? Looking at my weight and my cholesterol and my heart condition and stuff like that, right is chapati. What I like is what? Pizza. Rasagulla. That's what I like. Although my blood sugar level is what it is, what is right is not what. But what I like is different from what is right for me. So very often, what is right is one thing, what I like is another thing. There the conflict comes. So conflicts can come for human being. No conflict for a cow. No conflict for a dog. No conflict for a cat. There is no stress in their life. Because stress is all creating a conflict. They don't have any conflict. They always do the right thing. But Swamiji, this cat, when he looks at the mouse, jumps on the mouse, makes it the breakfast. Is it the right thing to do? That's right for a cat, not for you and I. If you make an animal or breakfast, that's not right for us. It's all right for a cat, or a dog, or a tiger, because that's how they're programmed. Meaning that for everybody else, for all the creatures, what is right is what they like, and they never go wrong, they never hurt themselves. For us, more often than not, what is right is different from what I like. Like the road, which is very tempting. There the speed limit is what? 70 miles an hour. Speed limit is 15, 25 miles an hour. Who wants to go on that road? I like to go on that road. The temptations. A cow never gets tempted. They never eat more than what they need, They leave the rest. It's not that just because you give something and keep on eating it. They don't do that. But not me. Give me Rasagulla. No limit at all. Even in hostels in the olden days, the students, they used to compete with each other and who eats the most. Because only one day in a week they get feast in those other miserable food. And so that's all. But then Rasgulla, Gulab Jambu or something. Then you see how they eat. Then whatever happens is a different matter. Or sometimes it's bhajia, made of chili, etc. Bhajia means pakoda. Whatever happens next morning is a different thing. Right now you keep consuming. We can hurt ourselves. Therefore, it is important that we exercise the freedom of choice in a wise manner. So we require GPS, as we say, we require the Bhagavad Gita, which teaches us how to make choices in our life. Bhagavad Gita began with this problem of making a choice between what is right, what was right for Arjuna, and what he liked. There were two different things. There was conflict arose, and before that there was no conflict. When Arjuna came to battlefield, there was no conflict. Then conflict began. So, our mind is, this battle is fought in the battleground of Kurukshetra, where there is conflict between the Pandavas and Kauravas, isn't it so? Kauravas are all children of what? Who was their father? Dhritarashtra. How was he? Born blind. And blindness means darkness means ignorance. They are all children of ignorance. Pandavas are all sons of Pandu. Pandu means white. They are all sattvic, meaning they are all children of knowledge. So knowledge and ignorance. Or viveka, aviveka. Discrimination, non-discrimination. These two paths are there for us. Says the Kathopanishad. Duramete viparite vishuchi avidyaya cha vidyedi jnata. That there are two diverse paths in the life of a human being. One is path of avidya, other is path of vidya. Avidya, ignorance. Vidya, knowledge. Avidya, non-discrimination. Unwise. And vidya means wisdom. The Kathopanishad is a beautiful Upanishad. Dialogue between the teacher is Lord Yamaraja and the disciple is Nachiketa. Another GPS. Upanishad is GPS. Bhagavad Gita is GPS. Vedanta is GPS. Young Nachiketa goes to Yamaraja by his own choice again. The story is that his father, Vajrashvas, was performing a great yaga. And the last step of any ritual is giving dakshina or gift to the priests, Brahmins. So the dakshina was being given and Nachiketa observed. Then his father was giving away old and infirm cows to these Brahmanas. Cows which could not give milk, which could not bear children, could not do anything, were totally useless, a burden to whom you are giving. And Nachiketa was very well educated and he thought, hey, my father will go to hell with this kind of a gift to the cows. It's not right that this happens to my father because he has performed such an elaborate ceremony for lasting so many days, and now at the end he is spoiling everything or what? Maybe he has run out of the well and therefore he is not able to give out the cows, so maybe I should go to my father and declare to him that I am your well, you can give me also as gift to somebody and thus compensate for any deficiency that you have. With this intention, Nachiketa goes to his father. Tata kasmai mam dasyasiti. Oh father, whom will you give me as a gift? It's a strange question. His father is so busy at that time, and this boy comes and says, Father, who will you give me as a gift? Father did not listen, he was very busy. So Dvitiyam, Trutiyam, twice he asked, 3 times he asked. Same question. You know how children are? They don't want attention. Keep on pulling the sari of the mother. Until you give attention, they keep on doing something or the other. So this father is upset. He is angry. That's not the way for a child to behave. Out of anger he says, Mrityavet Paladami, I am giving you to death. Even our mother used to say when we were small, go and jump in the well. Sometimes they used to say, when they get irritated, go and jump in the well. That doesn't mean you go and jump in the well. Just get out, get away from there. Something equivalent is what Nachiketa's father told him. Mrityavetva dadamiti. I am giving you to mrityu or death. But Nachiketa took these words seriously on the face value. He immediately disappeared from there, went into solitude and started thinking, why did my father say this to me? Why does he want to send me to Yamaraja, to Lord Death? Have I offended my father? Did I fail in my studies? Did I fail in my duties? He could not think of any offense at all. Maybe Yamaraja has called for me. What am I going to do? Then I am just a boy. When Nachiketa could not arrive at any justification for his father to say that, finally came to the conclusion that father has said it out of anger. Now when our father says something out of anger, he is an old man, doesn't know what he is talking, forget it. Sometimes children tell their friends, don't listen to my mother, she is like that. Don't listen to my father, he is like that. Not Nachiketa. He goes to his father and says, Father, please let me go to Lord Yamaraja. He says, what? He says, yeah, you said that. No, but I did not mean that. No, you can't go back on your words. No, I said it out of anger. No, you don't have to go there. I'm telling you, no, you cannot go back on your words. That's not our, look at our tradition, look at all the ancestors, look at all our, the all cultured people. They never go back on their words. Nachiketa shows law to his father. The father has no choice but to allow the child to go, and he goes to Yamaraja. And Yamaraja is Lord Death, is away for on a mission. What mission? Lord Death's mission is very well known. After 3 days he returns and sees his boy. See, Yamaraja's wife and servants say, welcome this boy. He says, come inside the palace and take your seat and have some food. He says, no. My father has given me away to Lord Yamaraja and his property, and therefore I cannot do anything without his permission. He stood there at the gate for 3 days and 3 nights without food, without water. When Yamaraja learned this, he was mighty pleased with the boy and said, I'm very sorry that you had to go through this. But I'm very pleased with you. For every night that you stayed hungry at my door, I give you 1 boon. So I give you 3 boons. Ask for whatever you want. Sometimes ask our children, what would you want? Somebody says, I will want a Ferrari, or an Audi, or something like that, or somebody wants. So, but what did Nachiketa ask for? So, Yamaraja, I know that I have come to you against the wish of my father. My father must be very upset right now. He must be regretting. What did I do to my son? Why did I say this? He must be in a great stress. Must be very distressed. Please grant him peace of mind. So first boon, he asked for the well-being of his father. So yes, your father will sleep very peacefully at night. And then Nachiketa, just by the way, Nachiketa says, please grant that my father becomes peaceful, and with your permission, when I return to my father, he welcomes me as before. So he also secured his return to his father. Granted. What else do you want? Second boon. Oh Lord, I find that people in the society, everybody wants to go to heaven. So give me that vidya, knowledge, by which I can impart to them, I can share with them so that they can satisfy the desire to go to heaven. For that desire, he asked for that. Okay. So first, well-being of his family. Second, well-being of the society. Having completed his duty, now well-being of himself. So in the third boon, Nachiketa says, I have heard. Yeyam prete vichikitsa manushe astityete nayam asti vichayike. Prete, when a person departs from this body, then there is always this doubt. Some people say that something remains, some people say nothing remains, some people say that with the body the self also goes, there is no self other than body. Other people say that there is self over and above the body. So you are Lord of Death, you know everything. You know what is life, you know what is death, what is beyond death. You are the right person. Please tell me. Give me the knowledge of the self. So this determination was expressed. Yamaraja was surprised. He says, this boy asking for such a serious thing? Are you sure? I mean, you know what you're talking about? Sometimes, small children talk very big things and they may not understand what they're saying. So Yamaraja just wanted to test this boy. Says, Nachiketa, even the Devatas, God also have lots of questions about the self and they haven't got this knowledge. So you give it, it's extremely difficult to gain the knowledge of self, so better give it up. Ask for something else. Nachiketa says, even if gods have any problem, then I definitely want that knowledge. It's very precious. So then Yamaraja presents many temptations. Nachiketa, Shatayusha, Putra Pautra, you ask for what you want. Ask for sons with long life, grandsons. Ask for long life for yourself. Ask for kingdom. Ask for wealth. Bahun Pashun Hasti Hiranyam Ashwan, ask for cattle, ask for horses, ask for gold and silver and diamond, and whatever you want. No response from Nachiketa. So Yamaraja made his offer more attractive. So if the pleasure of earth are not enough for you, I'll give you heavenly pleasures, come and ask. No response. Yamaraja got exhausted offering him. Then Nachiketa says, I do not want anything. I just want self-knowledge. Keep all your vehicles and everything with you. I have no use for that. Can you believe what is right and what one likes? These temptations always come. And then meaning that higher the goal you set in your life, more temptations will come. More obstacles will come and test our resolve. But Nachiketa did not deviate from his resolve. Yamaraja is so pleased with him. He praises Nachiketa. In Nachiketa there are two paths in the life. Path of discrimination, viveka, path of intelligent living. Path of non-discrimination, aviveka, ignorance, Duramete, viparite vishushi, avidyayacha, vidyeti jnata. This path of avidya, path of vidya, path of ignorance, path of knowledge, path of vivek discrimination, path of non-discrimination. These are choices available to us. Vidya Bhivsaram Nachiketa Sahim Nachiketa, I consider you fit for this knowledge because you are not tempted by all the things that I offer to you. What are these two paths? What are the two paths that we have before us? Shreyascha, Preyascha, Manushyametah, Tau Samparitya, Vivinakti Dhira. Says Kathopanishad, that these two always present themselves before a human being. Shreya and Preya. Shreyas and Preyas. Our Bada Swami translated Shreyas and Preyas. Preyas, the path of pleasant. Shreyas, the path of good. The path of pleasant, the path of good. What is path of pleasant? Something that is tempting, something that is attractive, something that gives me happiness in the short run and something that is good for me. But what is good for me is not generally tempting. Earlier they used to say, Swamiji, what you like is no good for you. You like pizza, no good for you. You like samosa, no good for you. You like gulab jamun, no good for you. What you like is no good for you. Meaning that what is good for us is not generally what we like. We have to learn to like that. Shreya and Preya. Shreyas, the path of good. Preyas, the path of pleasance. Which is very tempting. And generally we go for that path, which gives us immediate gratification. One is the path of immediate gratification, other is the path of long-term gratification. Path of immediate gratification, what you call the short-term gain, but long-term pain. Other is the path of short-term pain, long-term gain. That path, which is very smooth and apparently scenic, is what? Short-term gain. But long-term pain, because it will ultimately lead me quite totally in the opposite direction. This path, which is rough, is short-term pain, but will lead me to destination, long-term gain. Shreyas and prayers. Path of pleasant, path of good. So these two paths are there all the time. And every situation we have to make a choice. Our Swami would say, there is no choice in making the choice, understand? There is no choice, meaning that we have to make the choice. That is why there are stresses in our life. Our life is stressful because we have to take responsibility for our choice. Responsibility creates all the stress. Animals have no responsibility, no stress. Stress makes me unhappy, stress can make me sad, stress can make me depressed. You ever seen a depressed dog? Dog sitting in a corner with his long face. Have you ever seen? Yes, Swami, your dog gets depressed. How many years has your dog lived with you? You know, I guess maybe he has perhaps inherited something from you. But look at our street dogs in India. No, there's no depression. There is no conflict, no responsibility, so no conflict. No conflict means no stress. No stress means no unhappiness. No depression. Our pet dogs require all psychologists, psychiatrists, they require all kinds of things, because we have made them like that. By feeding them what they want and spoiling them, perhaps giving them more attention than our children, sometimes. Children are tough things to deal with, where pets are easy to deal with. Is it not so? Our Swami used to say, when this person comes home in the evening, he is quite sure how his or her dog will greet him or her. As you enter the door, the dog comes jumping up and down, the master has come, and so he greets him with great joy. But you can never be sure how your spouse will greet you. Dog doesn't have a choice, she has a choice. So this business of sadness, unhappiness, sadness, sorrow, depression is all reserved for human beings. No other creature is sorrowful or sad or unhappy or depressed or anything. No emotional problems. We have lots of emotional problems. And they are all created by us understanding. All sorrow is created by me by making wrong choices. So if you find unhappiness in our life at any time, should not blame anybody. Don't blame yourself also. We need not blame ourselves. Who should you blame? Whatever we get today is the result of what? Our past karma. Karma means choice. What is karma? Only human being can perform what we call karma because he only can perform deliberate action. No other creature performs deliberate action. They always act on the spur of the moment. A cat sees a mouse, jumps on that. Not that it deliberates that, okay, let me wait here, hide here, and then a mouse will come. Only human being performs deliberate action, premeditated action. That's called karma. This breathing, as you know, only one. The involuntary actions are not. Voluntary actions are called karma, where there is no choice, no karma. Breathing also is karma. That's not called karma. Meaning that doesn't produce result for you. The actions that we perform in the past with our choices are called karma, and they produce result for us in the present. So what do we confront right now? Although we call it destiny, what is it really? It is the result of our past karma. Meaning that what was the free will in the past has become destiny now. What is free will today will become destiny in future. Which is nice to know that we are the creators of our own destiny. Westerners call us all fatalists. All Indians and Hindus are all fatalists. Prarabdhavadi, you know. It's my prarabdha, my destiny, what can I do? We don't believe in destiny, it's all free will. West only believes in free will. And East seems to be all destiny. What there is the combination. But what is destiny today was free will in the past. We cannot change the destiny today, but we have the freedom to create our own destiny in future. Thus, if we find ourselves unhappy, it is the result of what? Whatever is today is the result of karma. My karma, Swami, what can I do? I got married to this person, my karma. I have this child, my karma. I have this boss, my karma. But karma is not always like that. Karma can be good also in both ways. That we don't say karma. When something good happens, I did it. Some painful happens, my karma did it. My karma. But that is good. Our Swami used to say, you know what? Karma is like a shock absorber. You know shock absorber? In our cars, we have shock absorbers. You drive, otherwise ride on the streets of Ahmedabad, and in the evening you will be your brake will have 5 brakes in there, your back, you know, if there are no shock absorbers. The shock absorbers absorb most of the shock. Is it not so? Some shock you feel, most of it is absorbed by, so karma is shock absorber. For us, in India, when something painful happens, what do we say? My karma. Meaning that the karma is called responsible. So we can proceed with our life. It's all free will, then if you hold yourself responsible, then you cannot proceed with the life. People get stuck. Why me? You know, question is, why me? Swami, why should happen this to me? But you know when they ask this question? When something painful happens. Something good happens, nobody says, why me? I got promotion, why me? No, nobody will say. I got a job, why me? No. When something painful happens, why me? Why not you? Why me? Because of karma. hoga. There's a nice bhajan, say kuch karan hoga. Have you heard that? What are the words there? एक झूले में कांटे, एक झूले में फूल, something like that, you know. Meaning that there's one bag full of thorns, other bag is full of flowers. Why? Why does that person get flowers? Why do you get thorns? Kuch karan hoga. Meaning there must be some reason. Karma is the reason. We are the builders of our own destiny. And that is important that we make the right choices. Then only we can reach the destination in our life. Understand that we have a destination. We have a goal. And you know something? If we do not reach that goal in this life, you know what will happen? We have to be reborn. Now again, these Hindus are only fellows who accept this religion. Hindu means all those, the religions that were born in India. With Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, everybody accepts law of karma. And they all accept rebirth, past birth and rebirth. Nobody else accepts any past birth, no rebirth and no law of karma. No Christians or Islam, Judaism, nobody accepts past birth or rebirth. But we accept it. We say that if we cannot achieve the destination in this lifetime, we will take another birth. That's why we say, we are all born with an agenda. What's the agenda? Agenda. Only one agenda we have is to reach that goal of limitless happiness. That is also called moksha, by the way. Other name for the limitless happiness is moksha is a big word, so we didn't use it. Because people get, when you hear moksha, then you get very nervous. It's not for us. But nobody else, everybody wants only moksha, nobody wants anything less. The unconditional happiness is called moksha. And that is our goal. If you don't achieve in this life, next life. Not next life. So meaning that we are supposedly going through this process of repeated birth and death since when? From the time beginningless. Each one of us must have taken countless births. But now we should live intelligently so that we can avoid all these future struggles. And therefore, living intelligently, making right choices is very important in Shreyas and Prayas. Shreyascha, Prayascha, Manushyametah, Tau Samparitya, Vivinakti Dhiraha. Upanishad Tau Samparitya, Dhiraha. There is a wise person, a discriminating person. Tau Samparitya, he very well examines his choice. Vivinakti, discriminate between what is Shreyas and what is Prayas. And only a wise, discriminating person chooses Shreyas. Shreya vidhiro abhipreyaso vranite. The dhiraha, the wise, discriminating person chooses Shreyas. Preyo mando yoga kshema vranite. Manda means a person of dull intellect. Yoga kshema because he cannot see beyond, he sees only what is immediate. And therefore choose these prayers, what is pleasant. They use the word manda. Manda means what? Not manda buddhi, meaning that not a retarded person, but a person of dull intellect. A person can be very intelligent, in the world-wise person can be. But spiritually a person can be quite unintelligent. Person may not be world-wise, but spiritually an intelligent person. What we need to become is spiritually intelligent. Again, word spiritual also I don't use generally because that also is we become very nervous with the spirituality. But we are all spiritual people, we are not material people, we are all spiritual. What is spirit means? Consciousness. Are you conscious people or unconscious? Tell me. In one assembly of the scientists, I was invited to give a talk. In the question and answer session, somebody, when scientists got up and asked a question, but Swamiji, we believe that matter is reality, that's what science believes. Matter is a reality, not consciousness. I said, are you conscious or not? He said, I am conscious, and that is the reality. We are not material people, we are conscious people, are we not? We have a material aspect also within us. The union of spirit and matter both. The spirit clothed in matter. Swami Viditatmananda is a very famous sentence. There are two views. Whether matter is ultimate reality or spirit is ultimate reality. So what our GPS says, spirit or consciousness is ultimate reality. What the science says, matter is the ultimate reality. For them, this body is ultimate reality. For us, body is just the vehicle. So Swami Vivekananda used to say, I am not body possessing consciousness. I am not body possessing consciousness. I am consciousness possessing body. I am not body possessing consciousness, I am consciousness possessing body. Very important difference, I am consciousness, meaning I am spirit. So basically we are spiritual people. We are not material people. Our life therefore should be spiritual life, not material life. And therefore, the wise always makes the right choice. He chooses always the Shreyas, the path of good, that leads me to ultimate destination. Whereas Mandaha, the person of dull intellect, Aviveki, non-discriminating person chooses a prayer because he only goes for what is short term, what is tempting, what is pleasant. Doesn't think long term, just think. So, short term gain. One goes for short term gain, other one goes for the long term gain. So thus, limitless happiness, or what is it? Unlimited happiness or limitless happiness. That is the topic, that is the goal, and that's all we want. And unless we have it, we are not going to sit quiet, we are not going to be at peace at all. We cannot be at peace with ourselves until we reach that goal. Then we should understand how to live our life so that we reach that goal. Or at least our life becomes a journey on the path of the destination which is our goal. Therefore, Kathopanishad describes our life as a journey. And on this there are these two paths. Path of Shreyas, path of prayers, path of the good, path of the pleasant. We'll conclude here tonight, and tomorrow we'll continue with our talk. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah Hari Om.